Good morning, friends. Hope you guys are having a happy Wednesday. So, my handsome husband and I get asked probably every week about Bulletproof coffee. So we've been drinking it for a long time, a couple of years, I think.
In different forms, yeah.
Yeah, but of course he's perfected the recipe, his own little version.
Not really, but...
Well, anyway, there he is. Okay, so we make it every day. He makes it every day. If he's out of town, he preps everything so that I can like super easily do it. And so we get a ton of questions about why we drink it, how to make it, you know, what are the benefits, all that great stuff. So,
we're actually making it right now.
We're going to make
haven't
it
had
right
yet.
now.
So if you're watching, please forgive us. We haven't had our coffee yet. We're doing it
And
so that you
that's
can
why I
have
made
coffee
notes.
with us.
Because we're not awake yet. Okay, so tell us first what all is in Bulletproof coffee, and then we're going to go kind of through each individual thing and like the nutrition benefits, and then he's going to make it. And too bad you guys can't taste it because it tastes amazing.
So we use organic coffee, and we like the dark roast. We're strong coffee loving people.
I'm going to talk about why organic coffee in just a second.
Yes. And then we use Dave Asprey's Bulletproof Brain Octane Oil. There's a couple of different versions and options with the oil that you use, and I'll explain that.
Hi, Deborah.
Second,
Good morning.
We have organic, this is actually kosher as well, non-GMO stevia that we use to sweeten it with. And then, I didn't get it.
Oh.
I don't know if you want to show the inside of our fridge or not.
Give us a cup of coffee as an emoji if you're having your coffee this morning already.
And then, most people will say don't use the salted, but we use salted Kerrygold grass-fed butter. I don't know, the salt in the butter just adds a little
I
extra
think one
something
time we
to-
went to the store and they only had the salted option, so that was
was
why.
an accident?
And it was an accident, but then we liked it better.
We liked it better, so.
Anyway.
So those are the main components.
Okay, so those are the main components. Now we also use a French press.
I grind the coffee myself.
I mean, I'm telling you guys, it's a serious
in
endeavor.
our Vitamix. We don't have a coffee grinder or a mill or anything like that.
We don't have a coffee pot.
Some people will say get a hand grinder and grind your coffee fresh.
We have not made that step yet. Goodness,
So
it'll be like a
I have an
project.
old Trader Joe's canister, and so I usually grind enough to fill about half of this, and that keeps it fresh enough for the week or so.
Okay. All right, so let me talk to you about organic coffee really quickly. So if you've ever, yes, Deborah, Diva Coffee, that's right. We're fancy, you know? So, okay, if you have ever gotten the jitters from coffee or like an upset stomach or the coffee crash, or it just makes you feel terrible, that is actually mycotoxins, which is a fungus that is in a mold. It's in all the coffees except for organic coffee. You can Google it. It's nasty. There's also heavy metals. So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say like a name of a brand on here, but you know, the best part of waking up is not that one in your cup. Do not drink that coffee. There's another one that starts with an M, 2 words. Don't drink that one either. There's a one that starts with a C. Don't drink that one either. Okay, so do not drink crap coffee, like for real. It actually lowers your body's ability to fight off disease like instantly. Okay, so you're doing more harm to your body than good. So organic coffee, we get ours at Costco.
We get this at Costco.
We drink
but
so much.
Look for organic. Where does it say? It says organic.
And fair trade is awesome for other reasons, but
Yeah, but the organic is not allowed to spray. So with the mycotoxins, a lot of those actually come from the crap that they spray on the beans.
Like the beans are
Because the
moldy
beans
before
are
you're
grown
even
in places with high humidity and high moisture. So mold and fungus grow on them, so they spray the beans. So basically, you're just ingesting.
You're putting that in your body, so
Yep.
don't do that. Okay, all right. So that is number one. But coffee itself is actually good for you. And there's a property in coffee. It's not the caffeine that helps fight off depression.
I'm blooming.
Yes.
I'm blooming the coffee. Can you smell it?
I don't know all the technical terms, but yes, we're going to talk about that in just a second, Deborah.
Right.
The difference between MCT oil and coconut oil. Okay, so there's a property that helps fight off depression. Caffeine itself just helps your mind and body be more alert. Don't drink it after 2 because it can really mess with your sleep-wake cycles, but it's great for you. Good morning, Abby. We're on a live video, so don't come over here if you're in your PJs. Okay, so, all right, so I'm going to talk about the Kerrygold butter really quickly. The butter, that's the only butter we use, guys. Okay, think about, here, let me see that. Can I see that real quick? The color of the butter. This is just like in your meat and stuff. Have you ever seen the difference between organic meat? What?
Go down. Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
I'm trying to show you in the light. Okay, I don't know if that was helpful or not. Okay.
Videography skills are not great.
Okay, it's bright yellow, like sunshine yellow. The difference between this and regular butter, that's because that other butter is coming from nutrient deficient, totally depleted cows. Okay, you're not getting any nutrition from that butter. This is the only butter we use. So like when we make mac and cheese, buttery toast, all the things, our kids are getting as much of that in them as we can get. Okay, so let's not talk about our grocery budget right this minute. I'll do that on another video. but it's important, okay? It's a way we contribute to our health, okay, for real. Grass-fed butter. It's the bomb. Not only that, it tastes amazing.
So if you're buying the butter, Kerrygold's not organic. There are organic versions of grass-fed butter. Sometimes they're called pastured, not pasteurized. That's different. Pastured, like the cows are in the pasture. So if you're looking for butter and you can't find Kerrygold, or you see something else that's organic that says pastured, that is probably grass-fed as well.
And if you're allergic to dairy, you can use ghee. So, so grass-fed butter is full of a short-chain fatty acid called butyrol. This is your science lesson for the day. So butyrol actually decreases the inflammation in your body, and it helps your gut, like very important for gut health, and it also helps fight off mental illness. So all
it's butyrate.
The good things. Butyrate. Sorry, not butyrol.
Butyrol is like that stuff in lighters or something.
See, we haven't. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, it's not butyrol. Okay, so anyway, like we said, this is not. What do you need? Yes, you can have one of those. Yeah. Hold on just a second. I'm on a live video. Okay. All right. So it also actually increases your metabolism. So we have a friend who asked us, like, it's super high in fat. It is, but it's the healthy fats that actually help reset your metabolism. So it's good. Don't count the fat grams. It's good for you.
I mean, unless you're eating like crap all day, then yes. If you already eat a ridiculously
don't only drink
bad,
Bulletproof coffee
or high fat diet, then this is actually probably going to be worse for you. So, what do you say? Why am I? We love
Jim. Okay. All right. So the other thing, here's the list. I did have to write this down. So grass-fed butter is super high in omega-3s, beta-carotene, vitamin A, K, D, E, and antioxidants. Okay. So I'm teaching a class on Thursday night with my daughter about healthy foods for your kiddos' brain foods for school, and essential oils to pair with that. But one of the things you want to get in your kids before they start school in the morning is grass-fed butter, okay? So even if they're having like a slice of toast with butter on it or something like that, you really want to get that in their brain. It is brain food. Our kids drink the Bulletproof coffee. Not a ton and not every day. But we have a cross-country runner, and she drinks it before her races. And they will drink it. They like it. But I put the butter in everything. And I put the MCT oil, which he's going to talk about. I put that in their smoothies, which is a tip I'm going to give on the class on Thursday night. So anyway, look on my Facebook if you want to register for that. Okay, babe. It's all you.
So the MCT oils. So we use the actual brain octane oil from Dave Asprey and the Bulletproof guy that kind of originated this. The difference with the Brain Octane and other MCTs is that Brain Octane is straight caprylic acid. So MCT stands for medium. See, I haven't had the coffee yet. Medium chain triglycerides, okay, which means fatty acids, right? And so medium chains are Amanda. Medium chains are anything between 6 and 12. Okay, so and the number is the number of carbons in the fatty acid.
Okay, he's getting really sciencey.
So anyway, so the Brain Octane oil is basically straight C8, which is the caprylic acid, which is the easiest absorbed MCT for your body because it's a shorter chain, not longer. Anyway.
And the oils really are not all created equal.
No.
Like, I didn't actually even realize he had done all the research on it, but I wanted to go with the cheapest one. And don't do that. Because I'm at the store, like, standing there, FaceTiming him, trying to figure out which one to get. And I'm like, but I want to get this one because it's cheaper. But when you turn it over and actually look at the label, there's much less of a percentage of the good stuff.
A lot of just MCT oil that you buy will have 8, 10, and 12 in it. So 12 is actually lauric acid. And there's a lot of actual... I don't know, scientists, when they fight, I don't know what you call that, but...
Debate.
There you go, debate. About lauric acid and its full, and it actually being a medium chain because they kind of start the long chains at 13. So anyway, we were using just regular coconut oil for a while, which isn't bad.
Hi,
because
Christy!
It's got a lot of the good stuff in it, but it's only about 60%, of the 8 and 10 and a lot of 12 in it. So, but the C12, the lauric acid, is what gives you the antimicrobial, the antibacterial characteristics and all of that other stuff, which is still really good for you. But if you're doing,
we had a call.
If you're doing this for energy, for weight loss, for hormone balance, any of those types of things, you want the higher refined, which will be the C8 or and this isn't an ad for Bulletproof at all, but they also do the XCT, which is C8 and C10 only. But most MCT oils you buy will have all three, and so you're not getting the full benefits because the higher refined or the C8 is what your body absorbs the easiest, and it's what breaks the blood-brain barrier, so it's what will give you that mental boost in the morning.
And that is one thing that we noticed, so that's more about the why. So we both notice so much more able to concentrate, focus, do all the things that our life requires.
And you don't crash. Like some people get their coffee in the morning and they're like, this is my wake up for my brain and my body. But with this, you don't crash. And I will say that for a while there was a lot of people talking about how they do the Bulletproof as their breakfast. I still wouldn't recommend that. Have some protein with it or put extra protein in it. So sometimes when I travel, I will carry collagen protein packets like this, and I'll put those in my coffee. And this is really good, by the way. I think this is Dr. Axe's brand. But
we still do breakfast. We don't just do the coffee.
Yeah,
so.
But it's got to be it doesn't have to be like a keto, right? Because Dave Asprey is all about the keto stuff, the Bulletproof guy. But it does need to be low carb, because if you're eating carbs while you're getting the carbs will actually end up absorbing this, and it won't do any good. So you can't drink your Bulletproof coffee with a big old friggin' cinnamon bun or a muffin. That won't
That's
work.
like the good and then the bad, and then they counteract each other. Anyway, I usually do like 2 eggs and the coffee. That's pretty much what I have for
little
breakfast.
packets of the Brain Octane oil. So
Yeah.
I do these when I travel.
So if you're a traveler,
well.
we have figured out how to make it happen, because he was trying to travel without it and he was totally noticing.
Yes.
So, okay.
Okay, so how do you make it? I don't measure.
We do not measure. Do not send us a message and say, what is the recipe?
When
No,
you're starting to make these, what I would do is I would recommend, especially if you're using the Brain Octane.
Okay, that is the Bulletproof brand of the Brain oil. Yes. And we trust him as far as quality and everything. I mean, he's the founder of Bulletproof. So Anyway.
Tell them to stop whatever they're doing.
I think they're bouncing the basketball.
Okay, yes, but if you're buying an MCT oil, then in my opinion and from what I've read, make sure it doesn't have palm oil in it, because a lot of them are you can get MCTs from coconut or palms, but there's a lot of debate about using the palm oil because of the deforestation and just that it's just not as good as it comes from coconut. So if you're buying MCTs, from what I've read, you need to buy MCTs that are strictly coconut, made from coconut oil. Okay,
let's do it.
So again, I don't really measure, but I have come to figure out how much we need and use. But with Brain Octane, more specifically, and any MCT, I would start small, right? So I don't have measuring spoons.
Okay, if you get an upset stomach, you did too much.
Yes.
So start small, because you need to build up.
If you do too much, not just an upset stomach, but like
okay, if you have explosive diarrhea,
pants.
Okay, then you've done too much. Okay.
So start with like a teaspoon. If you're making just a cup for yourself, start small, like a teaspoon, literally. If you're making a batch. So I make obviously a full carafe of French press here, and so this is about, what is this, 8 cups?
Yeah.
8 cups or so, yeah. So I probably put 2.5, maybe 3 tablespoons in the blender, and so that is split between the two of us. So we're both getting anywhere between a tablespoon and a tablespoon and a half in the morning. So you'll want to work your way up to that.
When I put it in my kid's smoothie, I do about a tablespoon in the whole big Vitamix.
Yeah.
So I start, or I do just a little bit for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then the stevia, again, I usually put about 7 or 8 drops in it. And if you don't like the taste of stevia, there's other sweeteners out there like erythritol and xylitol and some of those other things. I don't know. I've had to work my way into the stevia, because
it does kind of leave a little
it was like
funny
it tasted
taste,
like
but
I was drinking a Diet Coke, and I can't stand that flavor. Okay, so butter. Kind of the rule of thumb is as much butter as oil, or you'll end up with a weird consistency. So unless you're just starting out. If you're just starting out and you're putting your little teaspoon of oil in there, then I would still use about a tablespoon of butter in a larger coffee cup. Okay? So the butter goes in there, the oil goes in there, and then put the coffee in there. I'm going to put the protein in this morning, in this. So we'll put it all together, and then you blend it up, and you'll see it becomes like this.
It looks like a frothy, Starbucks drink, but it actually has health benefits.
It's yummy.
Okay. So has anybody that's watching tried Bulletproof coffee? Also, just FYI, if you don't want to mess with all of it yourself, but you want to figure out, you want to get the benefits and just taste it, Whole Foods, you can order it from their coffee shop. And they have all the Bulletproof stuff. It's going to be loud for just a second. They have all the Bulletproof stuff that they use to make it in Whole Foods. So if he's out of town and he forgets to make my coffee packets because I'm spoiled, I go to Whole Foods and have them make me a cup. So they don't put any sweetener in it though. So you'll want to add, but they do have stevia, so you can do that. Okay, blending. So we'd love to hear if you guys have tried it, and especially after you watch, let us know if you try it, okay? And if you have more questions. It's kind of a fine art, as you can tell.
So you'll see, it's like a frothy coffee.
Yay!
Buttery. And if you've never had butter in your coffee, so when I met Maggie, I was not a coffee drinker. She convinced me to some way to drink coffee, and so I became a French press, really dark, bold coffee drinker with not very much sugar in it at all or anything. And so when I first heard about the butter coffee, I laughed and thought, no way, put butter in your coffee. I'll put creamer in my coffee. I don't remember where I tried it, but I think it was at Whole Foods or something.
I think we got it at Whole Foods the first time.
Anyway, and Yeah.
It's amazing though, and we love it. Like it really has. The other thing I noticed for myself is just energy-wise, it doesn't give you like this, off the charts energy when you drink it, but you just got this really nice steady energy through the day. And I also am not hungry.
Well, because the MCTs go into your liver and you're burning the fat as opposed to burning carbohydrates or glucose. And because glucose burns so fast, which is the sugars, and fats burn so much slower, then that's where your sustained energy really comes from. And obviously we didn't really talk much about keto and the diet, but that's kind of what this is all about. We don't do keto specifically.
Don't ask us any questions about that right now, because this will be like a 2-hour video.
but this is one of the foundational pieces, right? It's got the fats, and the fats are the right types of fats. These are the medium chain fats, not the long chain fats, which long chain fats are part of keto too. But this is the first. This is how we start our mornings. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
We are talking about Bulletproof coffee, how to make it, and why we drink it. So if you're just tuning in, you can go back after we end the video and rewatch the whole thing. So, I was going to say, for breakfast, I consider that my fuel for the day. So I really want to, make sure that my breakfast is amazing. And that it burns slowly, and that I don't have to stop and snack or stop and eat or stop and do anything because I'm grouchy or crashing or anything like that. So I do this, and then I do usually 2 eggs, and then
high protein.
Yeah, high protein, 2 eggs,
low carb.
And then that's it. And I don't get hungry till 2, so that helps me get through all the things with the kiddos, and then I can pause and refuel again. So what do you notice drinking it?
No, it's the same. I honestly, sometimes, I'm really bad sometimes. When I'm at home, sometimes I'll have my cup of coffee, I'll run to the office to start my morning, and I will realize that I hadn't eaten breakfast till 10:30 sometimes. So it
Please
does
don't
have
ask how many
effect.
times I've lectured him on that.
I know, but it does have, because of the oils in there and the fats, it does have a satiate effect.
Right, you feel full.
It will curb your appetite. So, but you do need to feed your body, and so get some protein with it in the morning, not carbs. But I'm already bad at eating breakfast.
Even if you don't do Bulletproof coffee, don't have carbs in the morning. Okay?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So I think
that's it.
We covered it all.
I think we covered it. Guys, thank y'all for watching.
This is not a sponsored ad for Bulletproof, the brand, but I've paid attention to Dave Asprey, the guy who created Bulletproof, and his story alone. If you don't know, just Google his story alone. He was like a 1,000-pound guy with both types of diabetes, really, and I didn't even know you could have that, but not 1,000. But anyway, and
he has a great health testimony.
He's like a biohacker, and anyway, but he's got really good products. We use his sleep mode as well, which has MCTs in it. But this is an ad for him. If you want MCTs from somebody else, you can find them at HEB locally, or any of your health food stores have good MCTs.
That's good. A protein shake for breakfast is good. That's a good choice.
Just
anything
hop on
with protein.
Amazon.
Yeah. So okay.
That's it.
We're out. We're gonna enjoy our coffee and get to work. So anyways, we love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and let us know if you try it and if you have any more questions or whatever. So that's the end of coffee talk for today.